Hey guys, this is Komodo Dota here, bringing you a guide about how to abuse power spikes in the laning phase. Most Dota players understand that when playing a hero, it's important to utilize your hero's power spikes. Getting blink on heroes like Earthshaker or reaching level 6 for your hero's ultimate is understood to be a great timing to make aggressive plays in the map. But power spikes exist in the laning phase as well, and it's crucial to utilize these power spikes to win lanes and win games. I remember when I was first getting into Dota, I remember that Bristleback just seemed like this impossible to deal with hero if he had a good laning phase. And to be fair, if he has a good start, then he does become this impossible raid boss by mid game. But now we all know better, right? All you need to do is buy a magic stick. It's a good start, but we can go deeper. Let's look at Bristleback's skills, and we'll start with Cold Spray. If you look at the scaling of the skill, you can see that the base damage done by the quills increases by 20 at all levels, and the stack damage also marginally increases. But what's important about this is if we narrow our focus to the jump between level 1 and level 2, we can see the damage going from 20 to 40. In other words, the damage is doubled. But in order to properly take advantage of this, you have to conserve your mana until this power spike. If you have the idea of fighting the enemy at their rune and casting Cold Spray as much as you can during the early levels, then you simply won't have the mana to use it when the skill is actually strong. A level 1 Bristleback is a Bristleback at his most vulnerable. It's before he has any points in his passive and before quills start to really do damage. Therefore, we can see that the right way to play Bristleback in lane is to either use Goo at level 1 if you want to play aggressive, or quills as a mean to play passive and secure CS. Level 2, if you go to the Goo route, you're going to want to tone down the aggression because you have no points in your passive, and as we talked about, level 1 quills is not very useful to be aggressive with. On top of this fact, your opponents will now also be level 2, and they could possibly have 2 useful skills compared to your Goo and your measly level 1 Cold Spray. Now, if you took quills at level 1, you might take your passive level 2 because it helps you sustain while you're not at your power spike yet. But at level 3, it's when it's time to really turn up the aggression. The damage on your Cold Spray has doubled, and you are now twice as strong as you were compared to the first 2 levels. Now, you may be thinking, well, this is obvious, right? Heroes get stronger the more levels they have. This isn't exactly new. But what about heroes that get worse the longer the laning stage goes? A hero like Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is a hero that, at least in the laning phase, does not get strong with more levels. And why is that? Well, a good Anti-Mage player will take Mana Break level 1, because taking Blink level 1 is disastrous for your lane. Anti-Mage must apply as much pressure as he can at level 1, because he naturally falls behind as the lane goes on. Level 1 Anti-Mage is actually a decently strong hero compared to a hero like Bristleback. He has a decent base attack time, and Mana Break is a strong level 1 ability, giving Anti-Mage an extra 14 damage when hitting a target with mana, in addition to burning the mana. But level 2 and level 3 Anti-Mage? Well, most Anti-Mages will go like a 1-1-1 build, but getting Blink and Spell Shield aren't exactly skills that help you win your lane. At best, they help you not die, and at worst, you die anyway. We can see in this cancel replay that he's laning against a Abaddon Treant Protector offlane, and straight away he goes to trade hits with the Abaddon. And he has to do this because Abaddon and Treant Protector are only going to get stronger as they get more levels. This Abaddon took Curse of Avernus level 1, so he doesn't have his Aphotic Shield yet, and Anti-Mage is simply not going to get beneficial trades once that shield is up, so he has to go and fight him level 1. That's probably why he brought the Salve to lane, so that way he could do this trade and then salve up right afterwards, and it's only because he had this fearless aggression from level 1 to trade with this Abaddon when he was at his weakest point that he later on is able to get this kill against the Abaddon. So in order to have the best possible lane on a hero that does not win his lane, you have to fight and be aggressive when your hero is strongest comparative to the heroes that you're laning against. You can look at the scaling of any hero's skills to figure out when your hero is the strongest in lane, and this is especially important as a support player. Not only can you evaluate your own skills to know your own power spikes, it's imperative that you also do this for your cores. When I enter a game as a support, the first thing that I do is make my best guess of who I'm going to be playing against in lane, and then I ask myself who is stronger at what level. Am I stronger level 1? Am I stronger level 2? Am I stronger level 3? And so on. This is how you make your decision of when to attempt a kill. If you determine that you and your core are strongest level 3, then your first 2 levels should primarily be based on trading and attempting to lower your opponent's resources, not expending all of your mana so that way you can't do anything when you actually want to. Obviously, if your opponents make a mistake and are caught out of position, I'm not saying to not do anything about it, but we make our game plan based on the assumption that our opponents play perfectly. Lastly, let's look at the Powerspikes of a support hero. Oracle level 1 is a decently strong hero. He has one of the best attack animations in the game, decent armor, and Fortune's End deals 120 damage and up to a 2.5 second root that could possibly hit multiple heroes. Level 2 Oracle gets access to Purifying Flames, which does 90 damage for 80 mana, which isn't that bad, but you also need to remember that you have to cast Fortune's End if you don't want to end up healing them. So casting the 2 spells together deals 210 damage for 180 mana, which is nearly half of your mana pool. And the damage to mana ratio isn't that much better than level 1. However, at level 3 Purifying Flames doubles in damage, so with the 2 points in Purifying Flames, casting both of our skills once deals 300 damage for 185 mana, which is way better than the damage to mana ratio than at level 2. But multiple casts of Purifying Flames only increases the efficiency. Waiting to cast Flames until level 3 and casting it twice before your Q allows you to deal up to 480 damage for 270 mana, which is much better bang for your buck when it comes to how much damage you're doing for the amount of mana it costs. I encourage everyone to evaluate the scaling of the hero you're playing in order to determine when your hero is strongest. Keep in mind the power spike of your hero, the power spike of your laning partner, as well as the power spikes of your enemies, and you should start to gain a much better perspective of when to be aggressive and when to play more conservatively. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. This is the first video going on the channel, so I'd appreciate it a lot if you liked the video if you liked it, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe for more content. This has been Komodo, and I'll catch you guys next time.